Perfectionism can be a crippling mindset, one that places undue pressure on individuals to achieve flawless outcomes in every aspect of their lives. This relentless pursuit of perfection often leads to anxiety, stress, and a perpetual sense of inadequacy. However, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers profound insights and practical principles that can help us overcome perfectionism and embrace our imperfections. Stoicism, a school of thought founded in Athens in the early 3rd century BCE, teaches us to focus on what we can control, to accept the transient nature of life, and to cultivate virtues that lead to a fulfilling and meaningful existence. By integrating Stoic principles into our daily lives, we can shift our mindset from one of relentless self-criticism to one of self-compassion, gratitude, and resilience. 1. Understand the nature of control. The first principle is understanding what is within our control and what is not. Perfectionism often stems from a desire to control everything around us, striving for an ideal that is, more often than not, unattainable. The Stoics teach us to distinguish between what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and what we cannot, other people's opinions, the passage of time, and the outcomes of events. By focusing our energy only on what we can control, we free ourselves from the burden of seeking perfection in every aspect of life. We learn to accept that some things will not go as planned, and that is perfectly okay. This acceptance reduces anxiety and allows us to navigate life's uncertainties with a sense of calm and resilience. Remember, we can control our efforts, but not always the results, and it is this understanding that can liberate us from the shackles of perfectionism. 2. Embrace the present moment. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. Perfectionists often get caught up in the past, lamenting over mistakes or dwelling on missed opportunities, or they project themselves into the future, worrying about what might go wrong. The Stoic principle of mindfulness teaches us to anchor ourselves in the present, to fully engage with what we are doing right now. By doing so, we can give our best effort without the pressure of having to achieve a perfect outcome. This focus on the present reduces stress and enhances our ability to appreciate the process of our endeavors, rather than fixating on the end result. By embracing the now, we realize that perfection is an illusion and that true fulfillment comes from engaging fully with the moment at hand. 3. Practice self-compassion. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is to treat oneself with kindness and understanding, especially in times of failure or perceived shortcomings. Perfectionists are often their own harshest critics, berating themselves for not living up to their impossibly high standards. Stoicism encourages us to practice self-compassion, to recognize that we are all human and prone to mistakes and imperfections. By being gentle with ourselves, we foster a healthier relationship with our own abilities and limitations. This principle teaches us to see failures not as defining moments, but as opportunities for growth and learning. By embracing self-compassion, we can break free from the cycle of self-criticism and allow ourselves the grace to be imperfect and still worthy of love and respect. 4. Focus on virtue, not perfection. Stoic philosophy places a high value on virtue, which encompasses qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Instead of striving for perfection in our actions and outcomes, we should focus on cultivating these virtues in our daily lives. This shift in focus allows us to concentrate on becoming better individuals, rather than achieving flawless results. When we prioritize virtue, we understand that mistakes and imperfections are part of the human experience and are essential for personal growth. By striving to be virtuous rather than perfect, we align ourselves with the Stoic ideal of living a life of purpose and meaning, free from the unrealistic demands of perfectionism. 5. Accept impermanence and change. Change is the only constant in life, and the Stoics remind us of the impermanence of all things. Perfectionism often involves a fear of change and an attachment to a specific outcome or standard. By accepting the transient nature of life, we can let go of the need for everything to be perfect. We learn to adapt and flow with life's changes, understanding that each moment is fleeting and that holding on to rigid expectations only leads to disappointment. This principle helps us to embrace imperfections as natural and inevitable parts of life's journey. By accepting change, we cultivate a mindset that is flexible and open to new possibilities, rather than being stuck in a constant pursuit of an unchanging, perfect state. 6. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to perfectionism. The Stoics teach us to appreciate what we have rather than focusing on what we lack. Perfectionists often fixate on flaws and what could be improved, leading to a constant sense of dissatisfaction. By cultivating gratitude, we shift our focus to the positive aspects of our lives and the progress we have made. This practice helps us to see the beauty in our imperfections and to be content with our efforts. Gratitude fosters a sense of fulfillment and joy, making us less likely to be overly critical of ourselves and others. It reminds us that perfection is not necessary for happiness, and that appreciating the present moment is a key component of a well-lived life. 7. Learn from adversity. Stoicism teaches that adversity and challenges are opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Perfectionists often fear failure and avoid situations where they might make mistakes. However, by embracing the Stoic principle of learning from adversity, we can see failures as valuable lessons rather than catastrophic events. Each setback provides insight and wisdom, helping us to become more resilient and capable individuals. By reframing our approach to challenges, we reduce the fear of imperfection and view obstacles as essential parts of our personal development. This mindset shift allows us to take risks, learn from our experiences, and ultimately grow stronger and wiser. 8. Practice detachment. Detachment, or the ability to separate our self-worth from external outcomes, is a crucial Stoic principle. Perfectionism often involves tying our self-esteem to the success of our endeavors. When we fail to achieve perfection, we may feel unworthy or inadequate. By practicing detachment, we learn to value ourselves independently of our accomplishments. This principle teaches us to take pride in our efforts and virtues, rather than in the perfection of our results. Detachment allows us to approach our goals with a sense of equanimity, understanding that our worth is inherent and not dependent on external validation. This perspective frees us from the constant pressure to be perfect and helps us to accept and celebrate our imperfections. 9. Recognize the interconnectedness of all things. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of contributing to the greater good. Perfectionism often leads to an isolated and self-centered focus, where the individual's achievements are prioritized above all else. By recognizing our role within a larger community and the impact of our actions on others, we can shift our focus from individual perfection to collective well-being. This principle teaches us to work collaboratively, to seek support, and to understand that our imperfections can contribute to the richness of our shared human experience. Embracing interconnectedness helps us to see the value in diverse perspectives and to appreciate the contributions of others, fostering a more inclusive and compassionate approach to life. 10. Reflect on mortality. Memento mori, or the reflection on mortality, is a central Stoic practice. By contemplating the inevitability of death, we gain perspective on what truly matters in life. Perfectionism can lead us to waste precious time and energy on trivial details and unrealistic standards. By remembering that our time is limited, we are encouraged to focus on what is meaningful and significant. This principle helps us to prioritize our relationships, our values, and our contributions to the world, rather than getting caught up in the pursuit of perfection. Reflecting on mortality reminds us to live fully and authentically, embracing our imperfections and making the most of the time we have. It encourages us to let go of the need for perfection and to appreciate the beauty of our imperfect, transient existence.